While this episode is sponsored by the Shinra Corporation, it is also a podcast made possible by your donations to patreon.com/wazacast productions. It's thanks to you that we can give you exclusive behind-the-scenes podcasts, early access to your favorite shows, and even bonus episodes only available on patreon.com/wazacast productions. Don't wait, order now, and we'll throw in a jar of sweet, sweet Monco with your name on it. Don't worry, it's perfectly ethical.
You know, I was always more of a Persona kid myself. That hasn't really changed much. Welcome to the After Credits Cast, the only podcast fully powered by the use of Mako energy we harvested from the planet. It was just sitting there, so we had to take it. I'm your host, Aerith Waseska, and with me today, I've got Reno Metters. I've got Nick13.
What's up?
And I've got Maxine Wallace.
Hello.
Yeah.
Wait. What does Maxine Wallace look like?
That is an excellent question.
Here.
Sorry.
Does she look
Let
like
me
a
get
bitch?
a mirror out. Let me get the mirror out
Thank
real
you,
quick.
Nick, for catching it. I appreciate you.
It's fucking Pulp Fiction. How am I
Right,
not
I
going
want
to
you to know
catch
that's
that one?
I was hoping somebody caught it.
Right.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
We already knew this, man.
Right, I'll have you know, Maxine Wallace is actually one of the failed clones we had.
Okay. That misshapen one in the corner.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
What's this about clones?
Nothing.
Anyway.
She's go away or put her down. Anyway, there's some links down below in case you want to follow some other platforms. You know, your patrons, your YouTubes, your Peepas, your
What the
Apple
fuck's
Podcasts.
a Peepa?
It's where we go, Nicole,
What
for
the
our hosting
fuck's a
privileges.
Peepa? Does Peppa Pig live
It's a
there?
podcast place.
It might be
It's a
pronounced
podcast
Pippa, but I'm
place.
pretty sure it's Peepa.
I don't know if I
I like
approve of
Peepa
that.
better. I like Peepa better.
I'm
There's
sure
also
you do,
Google Play.
Ryan.
There's Stitcher. There's TuneIn.
Ryan really does like
Oh yeah, he
Peepas.
does.
We're on all the platforms. We're somewhere. If you look for us, you'll find us. Just Google it. It's cool.
Cool.
Google knows all. Yeah, we have a full house today, in case you hadn't noticed. So why don't we jump into today's film? Are you guys ready for this?
Sure.
I mean, I
As
guess.
ready as four idiots in a podcast could ever be.
Yeah.
This week we press start to begin Final Fantasy VII. Advent Children. There's a semicolon there. Released in 2005. It was written by Kazuhige Nojima and localized by Brian Gray. It was directed by Tetsuya Nomura and Takeshi Nozue. God damn it, my brain's not working. No box office numbers here. No box office numbers here. So we're going to talk casting real quick. Bunch of names I'm not going to pronounce correctly. Let's give it a shot. This includes...
Do you want me to?
I mean, if one of you guys wants to step in and read them, I'm not going to step in.
I mean, do you want the actual, like, Japanese major to do it?
Sure. You know what, Nicole? I'm going to give you a job. You read these Japanese names.
What?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, boy. Oof. They're gonna come out a
So
little
disgusting.
German, though.
Japanese. That's fine.
Japanese.
Japanese. Jesus. I'm not gonna get anything done today.
Nope.
Alright, let me take a crack at these. Alright. Hideo Ishikawa, Masahiro Kobayashi, Sogo Suzuki, Taiten Kuzunoki, Keiji Fujiwa, Maya Sakamoto, Shotaro Morikubo. I keep wanting to pronounce shit like in German.
You're doing good.
Better than you.
Well, it's true.
So that was
Yuki
me
Ito
encouraging her.
And Takahiro Saki.
Und?
Shut the fuck up.
Und?
Und.
Nicole, I have to ask you,
Means
though. How do you
and.
pronounce shit in German?
Huh?
How do you pronounce shit in German, though?
Shit.
Oh, it's just shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some things that just don't translate. Like shit.
Mm. Well, that's the thing.
Yep.
If
The more
you
you
choose
know.
to dub like a scrub, you can also listen to Quentin Flynn, Crispin Freeman, Bo Billingsley, Steve Blum, Steve Staley, Rachel Lee Cook, George Newbern, and Steve Burton. There's a lot of Steves here.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned.
Dude, did they get every Steve they could fucking find?
think
Jesus
so.
fuck, there's 3 of them.
Was Merrick Ishtar the fucking, casting director for this shit?
Oh my god.
Fucking mind controlling all the Steves to this shit. Nicole gets that reference.
I do.
Anyway, there's no awards for this movie, so Ryan, I got some fun facts. What do you got for us?
Alright, so in terms of the fun facts, we have 3 of them for you today. First is a short one. The creators of the film had, like myself, no prior knowledge of how to make a movie, so it was based on their knowledge of in-game movies
What?
and cutscenes.
Oh, that
Really?
makes so much
I thought they were going to
sense.
say they had no knowledge of
never
Final
would have
Fantasy.
fucking guessed.
I thought that's where it was going too, but sometimes the fun facts throw even me for a loop. Oh my goodness. Next fun fact. Bahamut is a recurrent creature in the Final Fantasy series. In Final Fantasy VII, which released in 1997, there are 3 variations. Bahamut, Neo Bahamut, and Bahamut Zero. That is pretty par for the course of these types of games. In the movie, there is another new one, which is called Bahamut Sin. Right? And last but not least, Cloud uses 5 noticeable limit breaks from the original video game. He uses Blade Beam when he's fighting Laws and Yahoo at the Forgotten City. Then he uses Braver when he's fighting Bahamut Sin. He uses Climb Hazard to defeat Bahamut Sin, and he uses Omni Slash to defeat Sephiroth, which is also the attack he uses to defeat Sephiroth in the game. The 5th technique he uses is Finishing Touch, which is used on Kadaj.
Yeah, he touched me with that finishing touch once. It was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It kind of
saucy.
put me to sleep. So I don't know what happened when I was sleeping. I don't like to think of.
Oh, you got that finishing touch, Ryan.
No,
Oh, Christ.
It's a bad touch. What's your initial thoughts on this movie?
Let's get to the guests first, lady and gentlemen. What were your initial thoughts watching this movie?
Max, you want to go first? Because I'm going to go on a rant.
Oh, Christ.
You're gonna go on a
I have
rant?
feels. Because I don't know how...
So,
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? You can finish that thought, and then I'll go on my
Right, 'cause,
rant.
like, I don't,
Okay.
how much do you actually know about Final Fantasy?
I know a fair... Like, I played Final Fantasy VII. So I know, like, bits and pieces.
So I'm not the only one here who has
Okay.
some knowledge.
I have some knowledge, just not very good knowledge.
I have 0 knowledge.
Thank you, Ryan.
I fully.
Thanks for your contribution,
right.
Ryan.
fully admit my ignorance.
Let's have a round of
I am
applause
the-
for Ryan.
I am the brand new person that's being sold on the Final Fantasy series through this movie.
I just want to say,
This sold you?
Ryan,
No.
the first step is admitting it.
It's not working. And, like, it didn't sell me.
Okay, I was about to say, because, alright, I'm going to start with one thought, and I think it will facilitate some discussion. What the fuck is with their hairline?
I like this is going to be the starting point.
You're
It's going to go
right.
up from here.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a big fan of the animation.
No, it
yeah.
definitely has not aged very well.
And, some of the lines, cheesy as shit. It's exactly what I would expect from a Final
Yeah.
Fantasy movie, I guess.
What? No.
Just
No.
like everything else Square Enix has produced in the last few years.
Hey now, Nier Automata kind of breaks the mold a little bit. Though to be fair, they probably didn't have as much to do with it as Platinum did. So
Anyways, I'm gonna give this, I'm I don't even know how to fucking rate this.
Well, hold on to your rankings. We'll do that at the end.
No, I'm not gonna rate. I'm not gonna for real rate it. I'm just gonna say, like, I've seen shits with better quality.
Damn.
Nicole, do you want to give us your hot take?
Alright, so I was gonna tell this story on the pre-roll, but I wanted to tell it here. So last night, I go to watch the movie. I'm all comfy in bed. I got my cats with me. Pull it on my laptop. I have a little piece of paper. Take some notes occasionally. Because, it's been like 10 years since I've seen this movie. And, God fucking damn, is it angstier than I fucking remember it being.
Yeah, but that's because you were also a piece of angst when you fucking
that's
watched it.
true. But also,
10 years ago
goddamn.
you were 20, so yeah.
What?
That fits. It tracks.
Does it? Are you sure?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Who are
What?
you again?
Who are you? What?
Where am I?
What is real?
Not this movie, that's for sure.
There was one point of the movie, I was telling Aaron about this, I literally went on a rant. Yesterday and today. So, today I went on a rant because I was talking about this movie to a friend. And I was just going off, and he was just like, God damn, I don't have to watch this movie now. So there is one quote from the movie, the link that you gave us, Aaron. It was from our good old friend Rufus Shinra, that piece of garbage.
Oh, yeah?
I'd never keep a secret, not from a comrade. I legit paused the movie, turned to my cat, and was like, "The fuck? Excuse me? This motherfucker has the gall to say I never keep a secret from you, this?" And I just went on. At which point, I put my paper
Nicole,
down.
he would never lie.
Alright. Think I'm good. Oh yeah, not to comrade. Not the fucking man who's president of Shinra Corp and is the cause of all the bullshit that happens in Final Fantasy VII, thus the fallout here, and then the fallout in Cerberus. No, it's fine. He's a good guy.
He sounds like a good guy. I love and worship him.
Real stand-up fellow. It's not like he proves himself wrong by the end of the movie with a lie.
Nicole, there's no standing up here. He's in a wheelchair.
Nope. He stands up at the end of the movie, thus lying in the fucking movie. I'm mad.
What a shame.
Also,
What a shame this man.
also Cloud is Jesus.
Yeah, he is. I don't know when that happened, but it did.
It did.
There's almost just as many fucking, like, points to Christianity as there are in fucking Evangelion with this bitch.
It was.
I love how there's a lot of animes that try to draw that parallel of my character is like Jesus. It's like, they can't all be like Jesus. Someone's gonna have to be one of the other biblical characters.
Yeah, no. All Jesus.
When are we gonna get a good Amos?
Good what?
Amos.
Huh.
Atmos. Everybody's favorite character. Amos.
Yeah, we all know who that is, that's for sure.
I'm so confused.
Well, Ryan, let me put your mind at ease. I'll give you my initial thoughts real quick. For me, it was kind of a struggle to watch. No. So no hate towards Final Fantasy, but much like the video game that I've been trying to play these past couple months, this movie put me to sleep pretty quick. I was not fully asleep, but there were moments where
happens.
Well, no, so there'd be moments where I'd close my eyes, and then I'd wake up and I'd be like, "Wait a minute, how long was I out for?" It didn't seem like it didn't seem like long, but when I looked up at the screen and saw something completely different going on, I'm like, "Okay, I couldn't have been asleep that long, but like, what the fuck's happening?"
Okay, but for real, how did Final Fantasy get so fucking popular?
That's an excellent question. Maybe we'll address that today.
Okay.
It was just an hour
Ryan, what are your
of
initial
angst
thoughts?
and bullshit.
2 hours.
Well, no, because there was like 5 minutes of when we Angel that was actually good, and then it turned back into shit.
Oh yeah, there's also like 15 minutes of credits. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ryan, your initial thoughts.
I'm right now just so happy that you guys all also didn't like it. I was sweating bullets beforehand, like, shit, I'm gonna be the one person who didn't know anything about it and just like fell asleep multiple times during the movie. And
Oh God, I'm not the only one.
Such a hard time following everything. It's not just me. I feel really good about that. It like once you take into account that they didn't know actually anything about an actual movie, and it accounts for the whole movie like actually playing out like a fucking in-game cutscene the entire 2.5 hours. So a 2.5 hour
Basically, like any
cutscene is bad.
Basically, it's a Kojima game without the game part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest Kojima fan, so
Yep.
This was rough for me.
Well,
I mean, I like
got a
Kojima, but fuck all happens in this movie. I was surfing Reddit until Sephiroth came back. Then I was like, oh, okay, I actually need to watch this part. And then I went back to surfing Reddit.
What's funny is I tried to like surf some stuff when I was watching this, and there was parts where I'm like, I can't stay awake. Let me look at something to stay awake.
Yeah.
That didn't even help. Like the power of this movie's like sleep aid is strong.
Man.
I'll tell you this, guys. If you have insomnia, just put this on. It'll be fine.
We have found the cure to insomnia, everybody.
it.
It's fucking anything related to Final Fantasy.
Oh, God.
That
Guys, I just had a terrible thought. Like,
what?
this movie's bad, but it's still considered better than Spirits Within. So how bad is that?
We'll find out next season.
Oh, God, no. No, I'm not fucking watching that for you. Go
No,
fuck
Nicole, you
yourself.
volunteered.
No.
You're on the list.
No, I'm not watching that. Not again.
Anyway,
Again.
I have got a brief synopsis for everybody here to tell what happened in this movie. We'll see how
please
accurate we
do.
are.
I mean,
Yep.
pretty accurate.
know.
FYI, I'll be using character names I've given the characters in my current run of the game, so I can better remember who they are, because, that I want to confuse people. Here we go. We begin with cats, running over to a cliffside to maybe remake Lion King. But then we step back 500 years to a weird old man in a wheelchair being escorted by a white supremacist. They exposit about the regrettable decisions made, maybe this movie, for example, for which we have no context until you played the game. We then skip back another 2 weeks to where the proper story actually begins.
Does it?
Took a while. A disease of ambiguous origins is infecting the people of the planet. This isn't Plague Inc. the movie, though, so it's probably something tied to that Sephiroth live stream going on. And our heroes from the game, that we follow, have gone their separate ways because the game, I don't know why the typos were wrong. Because the game had a sad ending and some people needed to have a cry. Also, there's a white-haired boys forming a gang, and they're looking for Mother 3. Good luck, guys. Still hasn't been localized to the West. Chungus, our protagonist, is called by the president of the former president of the Shinra Corporation to be given the plot of about how he thinks the Sephiroth livestream is affecting the youth worse than that PewDiePie stuff that gets put out. Chungus doesn't seem to care and tells the paraplegic to fuck off. He is then assaulted by the Mother 3 gang, and they leave as quickly as they came. The boys also attack Chungus' old friend and or maybe girlfriend, depending on how you played the game, Slappy, with nipples so hard you can see him through her leather vest. She fights a guy, but loses, and her charge has been kidnapped. So now Chungus has to fix everything, being the whole protagonist and everything. There's also a kid who's infected with the live stream thing that is kind of important, but not really that interesting. I don't remember who his name was. He knows Chungus and his friends somehow, but I was kind of struggling to stay awake at this point. Vincent shows up and he does his best Shadow the Hedgehog impression to Chungus as Sonic the Hedgehog. Also, one of the other three boys uses magic bullshit to turn into Sephiroth in order to become the next big live streamer. It doesn't work. That never works. Just stop it, guys. Chungus uses all of his power to swat the fake Sephiroth. The live stream is cancelled, and the disease is now cured or some bullshit. Also, Chungus has some kind of vision of his dead friend Zack and his other dead lover Jellicle. They tell him something about valuing life or whatever. He then goes on to lead a successful, happy life at Disney before joining the Smash Bros. Circuit. All of it's canonical. Look it up.
Man, that really makes me want to go play Final Fantasy and watch all the Final Fantasy movies. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of go play some Smash Bros, honestly.
Actually, yeah, where's my Switch?
I love how there's always the love interest thing with Cloud and Aerith, even though Zack and Aerith had gotten together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Zack and Aerith. Yes, Cat, hello! Yeah, Zack and Aerith were dating, and Cloud just got the sloppy seconds.
Gross.
Oops.
Cloud always
Listen-
gets the
Well,
sloppy
for
seconds.
a while, Cloud thought he was
listen.
Zack.
Maybe he wanted
Is this Deadly
to be-
Premonition?
Maybe
What?
he just wanted to be Zack.
Yeah, for a while,
I
Cloud...
mean, you're not far off.
For a while, Cloud thought that he was Zack, so he got a real hard-on for Aerith. And now...
Is that how a sexual
I
attraction
think
works?
so. I think in Final
you're
Fantasy
saying
it does.
So you're saying if I think I'm, say, Ryan Reynolds, I can score with his wife then, basically.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. We
Yeah.
have a new mission, guys. We're going to pretend I'm Ryan Reynolds for the rest of my life.
You better take that up with your wife.
We'll come to some kind of agreement. We'll see.
You know, if we can convince Ryan Reynolds to believe that he's AJ Waseska, I think Amanda will be okay.
She actually gets the better end of the deal in that one, I imagine.
Yeah, she does. I mean, why
Um,
wouldn't Ryan Reynolds think he was Aaron?
I
I mean, look at the guy.
mean,
Wow.
why wouldn't Ryan Reynolds think he's hosting this podcast right now? Right, Ryan Reynolds? Where you at, man? Where you at? Making me do your job for you. The real
Wow.
Ryan Reynolds right here. Anyway,
Will the real Ryan Reynolds
Nicole?
please stand up? Anyway,
Get the fuck out of here, Ryan.
Ryan, get the fuck out.
so Nicole,
Yeah.
I've got two important questions I have to ask you here, and you're the expert, so you're the one who's going to know this. Maybe Max will know a little bit,
Yeah.
but you know the most.
Yeah.
For any of the experts in the room,
Yeah.
what does the average person need to know about the Final Fantasy VII before walking into this movie?
I can't even touch that.
what should I have known before watching this movie?
Gee, I played Final Fantasy VII, and I'm not even qualified to tell you.
All right, I think. All right, Ryan. So we're gonna play this before the movie. I come to you and you're like, "Hey, I want to watch this movie." And I sit you down and I'm like, "Don't." That's all you need to know. Done.
Oh, okay.
Either that, or I'll just show you the clip of Sephiroth and Cloud fighting where one-winged angel is playing. That's about it, but that's like the peak. Even then, I don't even know if you need to watch that.
Yeah, that was the part of the movie that actually kept my attention. I was just like, oh shit, man, Cloud's getting fucked up. Oh man.
You know what? I take back my response a bit. I would say you should probably go play part of a Final Fantasy game just to get some base lore going.
That's just too big of an ask.
I mean, I don't blame you for that response.
Question, Max. I have played Chrono Trigger and I have played Persona 5. Is that good enough?
Hold on. I don't think either of those stories are construed enough comparatively to Final Fantasy.
Even if you do know lore of Final Fantasy VII, you're just gonna be like me and just be mad the whole time.
So ignorance is bliss.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
I think you would much rather be just in pain from the boredom of it than in pain from the sheer stupidity of the entire fucking project.
So then, follow-up question. What actually happened in this movie? All I remember at the before my consciousness went in and out was that Tiffany got her tits slapped around.
Yes, it did.
And after that,
Yeah, she
after
did.
that, I just kind of got like sidetracked. So
Yeah, you did. All right.
You know
Anyone
what?
actually know? Because I know. what
Okay,
happened.
Oh man, look at you fucking flexing. Oh, I know what happened in fucking Final Fantasy butt fuck.
Look, it's not made me any happier. I hate that I know what is actually going on in this movie.
Look, I remember very vaguely. Like, I'm a be
Yeah.
real with you guys. It was not a good time. I remember the church. I don't even know if it was a church. To be completely honest, it was in the beginning. I can only tell you one of the characters' names, and it's Cloud, and that's the quality of this fucking
Good
movie.
job. Good job, Max.
Anyways, Nicole,
All right,
take it.
So,
yep, Oracle.
so this takes place 2 years after, as far as the timeline within Final Fantasy VII goes Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children, and then the Vincent spin-off game,
Georgia Cerberus.
yeah, which is 1 year after this movie. After Sephiroth died, he went up to the life stream, and that corrupted the life stream, thus creating the geostigma that everyone's getting.
Boo! Hiss.
Child AIDS. Gotcha.
Yeah, he created child AIDS.
No, he created leukemia. Check out the pre-roll to get that joke.
Unfortunately, Sephiroth does not suck anyone off.
I think I saw a hentai about that
To my
one time.
Oh, send me the link, dude.
Oh, this just sounds like one of my fanfics.
This is a fanfic. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right?
Oh my god.
This is
he's
Death
not wrong.
Note Season 2. This is what this is.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Come on now, Death Note Season 2 wasn't this bad.
Ooh, dubious.
Aaron. Even my cat is over here like, nah, it was bad.
They fucking hype it up. They're like, oh,
Listen, I'll agree the two replacements for L, not as good as L was, but I did like seeing all of Light's bullshit. That was pretty fun.
gee, how uncreative do you have to be to just go down the alphabet? If I had given this to my fucking 12-year-old fucking cousin, she would have written this.
I have no response to that. I just it blew my mind a little bit there.
Alright, so then the 3 white-haired dudes who slap Tifa's tits around and call Cloud brother are...
Brother.
What you
As
gonna
they're like
do,
slapping
girl?
titties.
Yeah.
Check out these titties, brother.
Yeah, so they call him brother, they're slapping Tifa's tits while they're riding motorcycles. It's like an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! All over again.
They're trying way too hard to be cool.
That Yu-Gi-Oh
really
comment
are.
hit home. Fuck.
I literally wrote in my notes, when did this become 5Ds?
But there's no card game, so it's disappointing.
Yeah, but Bahamut shows up later, so, like...
Yeah, but he can't fuse with the King of Beasts to become the one thing they fuse into. I can't remember what that's called.
Not yet.
No. We're just confusing the fuck out of Ryan.
I have no idea what's happening.
Alright, so those 3 exist because they are, like, Sephiroth, but, like, split into 3 people. So the little whiny one was, like, Sephiroth's physical attributes. The one that actually, like, talked most of the time and called everyone, like, brother and sister was, like, Sephiroth's, narcissism.
Charisma?
Yeah, his narcissism, his charisma. And then I forgot what the third one is
What was the
because he
third
doesn't
one?
really do anything. I think it's
He's
just the
Jesus.
hair.
He's Sephiroth's apathy.
I think he's just Sephiroth's hair.
So that explains the hairline.
That's disappointing.
Like, I really think that's it. So,
And for you, my child, you shall have my hair. Is that it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's all I have left. Everything else goes to Hot Topic.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, that hit. Oh, a little bit too
Right?
on the nose. He's not.
Jesus.
The man's not wrong.
He's not, which is why
The
it
amount of
hurts so bad.
fucking grunge in this fucking movie is abysmal.
The only thing you see more than Sephiroth in a Hot Topic is fucking Jack Skellington.
You have just a little bit of Panic at the Disco playing in the background while you while you watch Final Fantasy VII.
I'm pretty sure we could remake this movie just with Jack Skellington and then Panic in the Disco.
Just-
Dude, we
And
should
it'd be
make a
so
we
much
should make
better.
a movie with Jack Skellington and Sephiroth just doing hit Panic at the Disco.
I'd watch that.
a little
Yeah.
bit of MCR mixed in.
Oh, of course. We have to.
We're gonna have to cast Jared Leto as
Yes.
somebody, right?
Yeah.
At some point
Okay,
in time, "We live in a society" has to be a quote in the movie.
There's so many things wrong with what you just said, but it makes it so much better.
All right.
I can't with this.
All right,
What's
boys.
happening?
So we're going to get...
We're making a new movie, Ryan, is what's going on.
we're making a new movie. It's going to be better.
From the ashes of this movie, she'll make a better one.
Featuring Jared Leto,
You know?
MCR, and fucking Panic at the Disco.
You get the discount.
We're so far off the rails. The rails are gone.
I just hate this movie so
All right.
much. I just...
Okay. So the the thirds of Sephiroth, their whole thing is they want to get a hold of Genova, who is this alien who crashed onto the Earth and whose cells were used in order to pretty much create
She's a-
Sephiroth. They injected...
Shop?
Yeah. So they injected the Genova cells into the womb of his mom and didn't tell him about it. Yeah.
So she's basically metachlorians.
Yeah. Because her cells were used in the modification of some of the soldiers in the Soldier Project. Real creative there, Shinra.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Who would have guessed super soldiers would turn out to be bad?
What? Nah. So yeah, so Sephiroth found out everything, went a little crazy looking everything up for like 7 days and nights. Zack tried to pull him out of it, but he's like, no, that dude fucking crazy. So then Sephiroth went nuts, and that's how all of 7 happened. So the thirds of Sephiroth want to get the remaining Genova cells so that way they can bring Sephiroth back and punish the planet for what it's done and all that nonsense.
He created AIDS!
See, it makes a little bit more sense. I just figured that they were his, like, cum spawn. He just, like,
When you
jizzed and
say
they were
cum
just
spawn,
there.
are you referring to what we may commonly call children?
No, like I figured that he just, like, you know, jacked off somewhere
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
just grew
So
from
he's
the
a-
remains.
he's
Aaron,
basically
when you
his
have a
son.
child.
Yeah.
Aaron, when you one day have a child, I'm just gonna text you one day. Yeah. Cum spot.
I encourage it, Nicole. I
Yeah?
encourage this.
Okay.
Don't text that to Amanda, though. She might be upset.
I'm gonna say you told me to say it.
Fine, you know what? Throw me under the bus. I don't care.
Oh, why am I here?
So
Why are any of us here?
I don't know. So then
Does God really have a plan for us?
So then the third's a Sephiroth. They want to get all the kids together.
Like a family
that's all the
reunion?
corruption. Yeah, because he sees it as all the people of the Geostigma are a part of Sephiroth, which is a part of him, therefore brothers and sisters. So if he gets them all together, then they can recreate Sephiroth.
I see.
I mean, I guess that's a way to do it.
Why
if
not
you
just...
want.
I mean,
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. It is a lot of work. I don't know why they did it.
I don't know why they didn't just become their own person. Make your own identity.
You know what I don't get?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody greenlit this.
Yeah.
Somebody had to sit in a room and be like, yeah, this sounds good. Somebody had to sit in a room and then be like, yeah, we're okay to release this. This is a good product.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So, and I have it written down somewhere on here. Who is this film for? Because I've read the ending. I read about the ending of the game because I wanted to at least have some context of the film, just something. And the ending was apparently very vague.
Yes.
Where it just kind of ends after the final battle.
Yep.
And you see the cat monsters on the cliff like you do at the beginning of this movie. Just kind of in an open, wild land. All the humans are gone, apparently. Implying that, everyone died.
Yeah.
And the world just starts rebuilding itself.
I think the only positive thing in this movie is that Red 13's species didn't die out with him.
Well, yeah, but that was implied by the end of the game, though. So my question is, with that vague ending and everything, is this movie designed to answer questions?
No.
Or is it just... So, like, what's the purpose?
There is no purpose.
There's no purpose.
Money.
He's
For once, Ryan says something...
But they don't want it, though.
Okay. It's not for, like, the original fanboys of it.
Yeah.
Because, like...
It's for people who want...
It's for a demographic we've already talked about today. That goes to a certain retailer in the United States and Canada. Who, I don't know, probably watches way too much anime in secondary and then decides to do a Japanese major that they're never going to fucking use.
I don't know who you could be talking about.
It's me.
No one we know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, this movie was a failure when it came out. Was what I'm understanding.
I don't know how much of a failure it was. I mean, it was most definitely a failure to a degree. It's just to what degree of a failure is it? Because I remember when it came out, I'm watching it with my stepdad on the fucking couch. Well, I played on my DS after some point in time, but
yeah. I mean, my mom bought this movie for me.
I'm sure your dad was well.
I mean, Chris fell asleep halfway through.
Yeah.
So it doesn't appeal to an older audience. It definitely wasn't the thing that got me interested in Japanese culture.
Oh God.
So I would say that, like,
God, if this is your only exposure to Japanese culture, you'd probably be like, fuck Japan.
So I think literally at the end of the day, it was made for like a weird. I don't think it was originally made for it, but I think the demographic that it appeals to are those just entering the Final Fantasy lore fandom, where like there's enough hype there that they'll take in any fucking garbage.
But like, I am just entering the Final Fantasy lore. I just started playing the game. I'm like maybe 10 hours into it, and I watch this and I'm like, I just can't resonate with any of this shit. This is all fucking
but Aaron,
trash.
You want to hear the difference between the people I'm talking about and you? You're not a fucking teenager.
Yeah.
Because this movie was 100% made for edgy teenagers to smoke weed in their bedroom. And just, like, not fucking really think too much about it.
Max, why you got at me
But is
like
it really
that?
that edgy? Is it really that edgy though? Like, it just kind of came off as
not.
bland to me.
It's not.
It's not that edgy.
Like,
it's just there's enough there. It's like a.
I mean, I could play Shadow the Hedgehog and find more edge in that thing. That's actually trying.
And
hard.
what's part of edge
Yeah.
culture right now? It's the same fucking thing. Like, I don't know.
Cloud was just too fucking edgy. When the dude who was asleep for years in a coffin is less edgy than you,
And he's fucking
There-
Nosferatu.
I've got an issue. I know! This man fucking sleeps in a coffin, drinks blood, and is somehow less edgy than Cloud.
Oh, we're talking about Morbius again. Okay.
Fucking Cloud has some weird energy going on about him. I don't.
He's... I think he just wants a three-way with Zack and Gareth.
I mean, he wanted that since the game.
I
I mean,
think
that's
that's
not anything different.
That's true.
Is your excuse for this edginess that Cloud is thirsty as fuck?
He's just
Is
struggling with his sexuality.
blooming.
Yeah,
He does cross-dress early in the
He does.
game.
he does. He's very confused. He hasn't found
Once again,
himself
appealing
yet.
to teenagers.
All right, so
Well,
I found.
I
some
would say it's not even
numbers
really
on
an
sales.
edgy thing. Well, yeah. I wouldn't say that's an edgy thing, though. I would say that's a video game protagonist thing. There's a lot of, like, blank slate video game characters. I don't think he is fully blank slate. Like, they give him some semblance of a personality, but I think they're definitely trying to do the whole cake and eat it too thing, where it's like, he's got a personality, but it's not enough of one where you can't project yourself onto him.
My final thought is bad movie
Good
and
job.
brain hurt.
Nicole, you were about to say something before I interrupted you?
Yeah, I found some numbers
Something about-
on the sales.
You got numbers.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yep. So, in Japan, over the first 3 weeks, it sold over 700,000 units, and I'm assuming that includes the collector's editions that were offered as well.
Now we're talking about the game or we're talking about the movie?
Talking about the movie.
Okay.
The English DVD sold over 960,000 units, which was about 15 million in its fifth week of release. Let's see. On the 2007 list, the DVD was in the 10th spot, and in 2006, Squeenix and Sony announced that DVD and Blu-ray sales reached 2.4 million units, with 1 million in Japan, 1.3 in North America, and 100,000 in Europe.
Wow, Europe, you actually were ahead of us on that one. You knew what was up.
It was ranked 8th in the category of overall Blu-ray disc by Yen, which was 310 million, which equates to 3.4 million sold in 2009.
And I can't get people to listen to this fucking podcast.
We gotta bring the angst.
Okay, everybody start cutting yourselves right now. Do it.
No!
Either
We can start a grunge band. I got a guitar.
either that or someone's gonna show some tits.
Well, I'm out. I don't have any.
All right.
Ryan, it is.
Yep.
Alright.
Because I mean, Tifa's on the cover of the Japanese
Oh,
poster.
that makes so much more sense.
Which makes no sense when you think
It
about
makes
it.
Yeah.
sense from a marketing
So,
standpoint.
Ryan, we
Well,
need
I mean,
to
do you
get
want do you want me to find a very tight fitting leather vest and wear no
Yes.
undershirt underneath it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do some
Well,
push-ups
Max.
so my cleavage can pop more.
All right.
Well,
perfect.
Max, the
I'm working on it.
Tifa on the cover doesn't make sense for two reasons. Number one, she's not really a pivotal character. Like, I mean, she's big, sure, but like, she's not Cloud, she's not Sephiroth, she's not anyone who's like driving the plot forward. And two, there's market research that shows that groups, the test groups audience, the test audiences we go through, they don't like girls on the cover. They only want boys and monsters on the cover. Girls have to be on the back cover or not at all.
I see.
Otherwise, this game,
Aaron,
this movie
so
won't
why
sell.
don't you have more boys in the fucking thumbnails?
Because, unfortunately, I have a restraining order.
From all boys?
Yeah, from all boys. Wait, was it because of Max?
Yeah, it was.
Mostly.
For legal reasons, we are not allowed to get into details.
But yes.
You have to pay extra for that.
Yes. I mean,
Yep.
for legal reasons, we are not allowed to get into the details.
Also, objection. Gotta throw it out there. Yeah, I have so many other questions I could ask, but obviously we don't give a shit.
I just want the sweet release of death at this point from this fucking movie.
From
I guess,
the movie
let
or
me
the
ask
semester?
you this. Let me ask you this, Nicole.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you can weigh in on this one too. Could this movie have been better if it was like the animation was different? Because to me, this might have popped really good if you had a good 2D artist in here. Because this generic 3D CGI art just doesn't do it for me. It's really kind of bland looking.
I think the animation could have done way better if it was more than just fucking muted colors until the end.
Yep.
This is probably just a personal preference for me, but the storytelling done in the movie was not strong at all. So you kind of like slog through the first like 15 minutes of the movie. Like if you've never played the game, you slog through the first 15 minutes of the movie like what the fuck is happening, and then you get an exposition from Uncle Rufus in his fucking wheelchair, and you're like, okay, I'm kind of caught up to speed.
No, you're
Don't
not.
stop lying to yourself.
That's the lie you tell
Right.
yourself. That is the lie you tell yourself.
Hello.
I think I know enough to continue on. And then the rest of the movie continues in like half-spoken lines and just like
Grunts.
really shitty
Yeah.
really shitty storytelling, followed by moments of a lot of exposition explaining what the fuck just happened, and then
he's my uncle.
fight scenes happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the animation might have kicked it up a notch, but I don't think you can.
You would
say-
be polishing
Hello,
a
children.
shit.
I am
Yeah.
Uncle Rufus. Who likes some candy?
I have to agree with Ryan on this one. That, like...
No, I understand. You can only do so much for it, but like I don't know. Like ignoring the storyline for 5 seconds because obviously the writers did. I think a little bit of visual flair, like even Nicole said, just color would have made it more interesting.
I will be real
look at.
with you. I do agree with the whole color palette thing. It looks like the fucking Iron Curtain in that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when in some scenes I was like, did they lift this straight from the game?
Like, I don't know. It's just... I mean, the animation style may have made it at least enjoyable to watch. Like, literally watch and not even paying attention to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, I think story may, like, trump animation to a certain degree, but for a lot of people.
Oh no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying, one thing to help keep people awake might have just been, hey, that thing looks really cool. But it didn't have anything that looked really cool for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was just all just blah.
Until Sephiroth came.
That was the point I was falling asleep the most. Like, I struggled hard, and by that point I was like, I just can't do it.
As soon as I heard that music, I was like, alright, finally the good shit that I remember from when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Also, why did no one ever use materia? except for Angsty Boy.
You're asking the wrong.
Cloud literally had a chest of all the materia they had got from the game storyline. Why the fuck was it just sitting there?
Because everyone forgot that was materia, and they thought it was just like those ice cream balls, the little ones that you could just eat pop in your mouth.
I see. That's why she just threw it at that dude's head that one time.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it another Samus thing where they just tripped and all the materia fell out?
Yeah, basically.
Damn.
So for those who played Final Fantasy games, question: is this the best game from the series you could have made a movie from, or are there better games that would have had way more interesting stories to do?
No.
That's a big no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Final Fantasy VII, I love the game.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where I haven't bought a Final Fantasy game in a long time, but when the Final Fantasy VII remakes, I'm seriously considering buying it.
Yeah.
But...
Well, you have to wait till April. It got delayed again.
I know, I don't want to talk about it.
It'll get delayed till June.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Honestly, I don't think any of them.
I don't think any of the games, but if it was set within the Final Fantasy universe, kind of like how the MMO is.
So like a side
Yeah,
story.
I mean, that's gonna be what draws people's attention. I feel like most is a standalone thing.
Yeah. Well, that's all the Final Fantasies. That was how it was intended.
Well, how about this then? Instead of a full-fledged movie, we've learned that a series tends to be the way to go, like with Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
If you did an anime series, even if it was just a short one, of a Final Fantasy game, is there anything in particular you'd be wanting to see?
I would be down to see something redone with the Final Fantasy VII, in that time period, because I think whatever could be produced by, for instance, a Netflix studio would at least be somewhat better than this piece of shit. But, what else would be, a good...
Now I'm trying to remember the storyline for Dissidia.
Oh, I can't remember Dissidia whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's just a fighting game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one Final Fantasy where it's almost like a tower defense game?
Yeah. Yes, tower defense series. Let's go.
It's just a guy in a tower for 6 episodes.
Dude, I want to see a tower defense anime. That'd be great.
Right? Give me the
That'd be
Final
great.
Fantasy tower defense anime.
Oh my God.
Get on it. I would watch this.
Well, no, Ryan, it'd be like Shield. It'd be like Shield Hero, but with tower defense. So Tower Hero. We'll do that.
I guess.
I don't know. Well, with this trade's going on now. So, quick shout out to the mailbag. If anyone wants to submit their queries as to why we're wrong and why this movie's amazing, you can certainly do that. You can go to Twitter, Tumblr, or Facebook. We'll tell you you're wrong, but you can still message out to us and we'll listen. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I was just gonna throw all the letters in the fire.
Oh, okay. The fire that keeps this place warm because we don't have any money.
A little bit.
Yeah. But if you want to give us some money, hey, we have a patron. It's in the link down below, patreon.com/recesscastproductions. And we have a monthly episode, or at least the intention is to do a monthly exclusive podcast that gives you updates on what we're doing, where we're going, and even respond to some of these comments. And Ryan, if someone wants to email us a comment, because that's also a thing they can do, where can they email that to?
They can email that to what the fuck even is materia anyway. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you see,
No,
Ryan.
Nicole.
It's currently evacstation@gmail.com.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So Ryan, materia is a lot like marbles.
Okay.
All right.
You know how in the game
Please
of marbles,
continue.
And then even in the gear marbles, you could just like flick or launch a marble another one and knock it out of place.
Yeah.
That's how materia works. You go into fights, and you flick your materia at someone else's, and you fucking murder them.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
basically
fucking
the
Join us
Final
next
Fantasy.
week for Detective
Now that you say-
Pikachu.
Now that you say flicking materia, that somehow reminds me of Triple Triad, and I really want to
Oh,
play
God.
that now.
If you don't end this goddamn podcast.
Yeah,
All right,
final
boys.
Whoa, hang on.
Yeah,
We gotta give a final review score here real quick.
Oh,
I think we're on the
alright.
same page, but
I've had my
let's get
rating
out of the way
since
real
the
quick.
beginning.
We have we got platinum and shit and all the colors in between.
Yeah.
Nicole,
Yeah.
what are you ranking this movie?
Slow. I am gonna rank this. Let's see. I was listening to a Final Fantasy podcast just this
That
morning. And they were
exists?
talking about spells. Yeah, a buddy of mine
okay.
is doing it. Yeah, their first episode was on shameless plug. They did Final Fantasy 1 going into JRPGs, so I was listening to that and just thinking
What? They're doing Final Fantasy 1?
and thinking just how much better that was compared to Advent Children. So I think I'm gonna rate it like a if you were playing a thief in Final Fantasy 1 before they fixed everything, where the thief couldn't do anything. That's my rating of this movie.
That's clever. I like that.
A broken class in a 40-year-old game.
Damn.
Max,
That's worse than this shit, I think.
Max,
Serves absolutely no purpose in life.
you gave us your review, Max. So, right? So, Ryan, you want to take a stab at this?
This is not. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I like earlier. It was said to me that ignorance was bliss. With this particular
Well,
movie,
it is.
but it really wasn't though, because I was still confused and not interested and very sleepy throughout the whole thing. I think I can understand that I would be even more upset if I knew and liked the story, but this did nothing to sell me on said story. So we're gonna
Ryan, me and Nicole will give you suggestions after the podcast on some decent shit to go do.
That's not this.
I'll throw my hat out there. Ryan, here's how I would look at this one. The only other movie we have on the list that we've given a shit ranking to so far, to my recollection, is Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. I would rather watch that than watch this again.
Oh shit!
I have to go rewatch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
Fucking live action just to put myself through some suffering.
Now,
Just to
this
feel
movie
better.
could have been. Now, this movie could have been saved, guys, if Jared Leto had been cast as the main character and we did a live action movie.
If Jared Leto was in this movie and sucking off Sephiroth,
No, that wouldn't even save
as
it.
he was
That
fighting
would don't lie to
Cloud.
yourself. Nothing.
No. Hold on.
Yeah.
Who plays Sephiroth?
Jared Leto.
Obviously, Nick Cage.
Yes.
All right, so we have Nick Cage as Sephiroth getting sucked off by Jared Leto.
To get into this role, he had to lift a big sword every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Imagine
Every day.
fucking Nick Cage's voice go, oh.
Imagine.
Willem Dafoe be in this movie at some point too. He's got to be somebody.
Now I'm just thinking of Nick Cage with the one wing flying around. I've never wanted
I'm the one-winged
more.
angel.
Is it time to? Is it
Come
time to
get
go
me,
yet?
fucker. Yeah, it's time to go. Thank you for listening to the After Credits cast, and we'll see you after the credits.
Bye.
Bye.